Okay, so this video is going to look at creating unit tests. It's based on the unit test tutorial. We've already got a couple of methods in here. We have a method to make something title case and a method that converts an individual character to uppercase. So just to sort of demonstrate that this works, we can add a print statement which will print out the output of having converted something to title case. So if we declare a string greeting, and we'll declare that as hello world, all in lowercase, and then we can verify that if we call make title case and pass that greeting in, we can reassign it to greeting and print that out. By running the application, we should see that that is made into title case, whereby the H and the W of each word is capitalized. And that's working. So that's one way of testing, but it can be kind of time consuming. What we really want to do is add a unit test to test this method. If you've done the earlier part of the task from the walkthrough, you should have already included a unit test for this convert to uppercase method. That's not present, but that's the reason is because I want to show you how you can generate a test. Okay, so tests can be generated quite easily. Either we can use the navigate menu and choose to test it, or we can use Command Shift T on Mac or Control Shift T on Windows, and we'll get this create new test option. So I'm going to say create new test. It will say we've not got any existing tests, so we'll say OK. We're going to use JUnit 4 for this. As we're in presentation mode, the UI is a little odd, but we don't need to worry about that too much. The JUnit library is not currently found in the module. We can fix that and copy or use the files from the IntelliJ distribution. And we're interested in this particular instance in testing the make title case method. We can obviously test multiple methods within our class should we want to. Okay, so we've got our test project created, but we are getting a warning saying that we can't resolve the assert symbol. Pressing Alt and Enter will allow us to be prompted to add the JUnit library to the class path. We can do that, and those errors will disappear. So we're interested in writing tests to ensure that the make title case behaves correctly. Well, we've got the test, we just need to add the assertions to do that. So we can start with a simple assertion, we can give it a lowercase word and ensure that that is made into title case. So assertions are written using assert, and we can set whether things are equals or true or false. Okay, so I'm going to assert that two values are equal. The expected value from converting the text hello or hello world into title case is hello world with a capital H and a capital W. Now we normally have a specific order in which we should provide the parameters for the set equals method. We can provide a message should we choose. That's obviously helpful if we've got a more complex example. We can omit that, and we can just provide the expected and actual values. So the expected value is going to be hello world, and the actual value is going to be what's returned from my main class's make title case method when I pass in the values hello world. Okay, so we can expect that to be the same. We could now run that unit test, and we should see that pass. Okay, we could add a few more ones. We could determine that actually if we provide something that's already in title case, that it doesn't change. So we can add another assertion if we use something already in title case. And run that test again, and it still passes. Okay, we might also decide to check that there's no ill effects if we're using numeric values. So we might expect that if we put in the output hello world 123, that we get the expected value. And again, we can run that test. Okay, and we're actually seeing an error here, so it could be that we made a mistake in the test, or it could be a problem with the implementation. If we look at the output here, we can see that we expected lowercase h and w, which was silly. Actually, we are expecting a capital H because we are making a title case. So we can correct that, and it's actually the phrase that we want to pass in that should have the lowercase h and w. So be careful when you're writing your unit tests that you don't actually have an error in your unit test, and certainly check that the test is correct before attempting to fix the implementation. So let's run that again, and that passes. What else might happen? Well, we might start with text in capitals, and we could expect that will change. So if we start off with hello, we want again hello world, and we can use make title case method, and this time we'll start with hello world. Okay, so we'll run that test again. Okay, and actually we can see that it's failed. So we can have a look at the output. We're expecting hello world, okay, so that is right, but the actual is hello world. So we can see that we're actually not converting values that are already capitals into lowercase. So at this point we probably want to go back and have a look at our code. So if we jump back to the main class, we can have a think about why that might happen. Now, what we could do is we could manually convert each letter from uppercase to lowercase if it's uppercase and it's not the start of the word. However, a simpler result could be achieved simply by making phrase lowercase to start with. So we could just say something like phrase equals phrase dot to lowercase. Okay, if we've made that change, and we can go back and rerun our tests. So we jump back to our tests, rerun our tests, and we can see that that test passes.